500 years in the future, humans have slowly started turning into cyborgs. When a teenage girl is resurrected by one of the best doctors in the city, her past might change the entire future of that civilization. That is the basic premise of the movie Alita Battle Angel, which had no right to be as good as it was. This movie was incredible. When I first saw the trailer a few months ago, I instantly wrote it off because it looked like it was a live-action anime adaptation, which it kind of is, but they tried to move the eyes as well, so I just wrote it off as a movie that was going to be terrible. And it was only when my friend's birthday, he announced that we were going to see it, that I saw the trailer and I realized this movie looks incredible. And when I walked out of the theater, I was 100% certain that is my favorite movie that I have seen this year. I loved this movie so much. The only flaw that I could find in it while I was watching was that it's a book to film adaptation, which is the weakest flaw possible. This review should have come out on Saturday, but I took extra time to try to find a flaw in this movie that I could put in the bad section. I couldn't find a flaw. It was so incredible. The reason I don't like book to film adaptations is because the filmmaker can never usually get all stuff in the book into the movie. I've not read the books of this yet. Well, they're not really books, they're manga, and I think those more qualify as comic books instead. But I think they're on Amazon Read, so I'm probably going to try to watch them or read them as soon as possible because I love this movie, and it'll probably ruin my opinion of the movie, but here we are. Anyway, that's the only bad thing that I can say about this. Let's move on to the mixed. The mixed parts of this movie were parts that I didn't think were really well, I really enjoyed all this movie. Of course, I said before I couldn't find a flaw in it, but these mixed parts are parts that some people wouldn't really like or enjoy. And there were two parts. This movie is an action movie, and if you see the trailer, that's pretty obvious. Some of the fight scenes go on a really long time, and there's a lot of points in the movie where you think, oh, the movie's ending now, but then it goes on to the next fight scene. I really like this because every time I thought, oh no, the movie's ending, this is terrible, I love it so much, then it kept going on. But, sorry, I have a bit of a cold right now. But, some of the other parts of the movie, but of course I know a lot of people who really hate long, extended action sequences who would hate this movie. Most of the people, I saw this movie, of course, as I said before, in a party. It was only me and one other kid, who wasn't even the birthday boy, who were excited to see it. And when we left the theater, everyone was really into it and really loved it. So I guess the fight scenes, because they're so like action-packed and they're so visually pleasing, they probably could pass for a lot of people. The other part that I had a lot of people not want to see this movie for is the eyes. Alita, the main character, has these really large eyes, which at the beginning of the movie are pretty distracting. But when you get further into the movie, you kind of just forget that they're there, but it's turned a lot of people off, and some people were like freaked out by them. I can understand why I was a bit freaked out when I first saw them. Anyway, the good. There's a lot more of this than everything else. I have a list here. I have a bad, it's a book to film adaptation. Medium, the eyes, and the fight scene. Good, I just wrote everything. Everything about this movie is so great. The characters, all the characters have this big development arc. The action scenes are really visually pleasing and really intense. They're like, you're on the edge of the seat whenever there's an action scene because you're wondering who's going to win, what's going to happen, this is really crazy. And some of the other things that I really liked were a lot of movies that, I know I'm doing nothing right, interrupt myself with a sentence. A lot of movies, when I'm watching them, have a character who's reacting to everything and then the main character. Like, the main character knows what's going on and going through everything, and then the side character is like where the audience's position and everything is, and is learning as they go along. Some examples of this are, I still can't remember her name, the love interest, or the friend interest, I guess, in Polar, or in Shrek, I guess it would probably be Donkey, and I'm trying to think of another movie. it would probably be Ron for Harry Potter, just thinking about it. In this one, Alita, who is the main character, is the character who the audience can get to know and to bond with, because she's thrown into this completely out of the blue for her. She doesn't know anything that's going on, and then everyone else knows everything about this world, so as it's explained to her, it's explained to the audience, giving us like a bond with Alita, which makes us really care about that character and about everything that happens. All the other characters aren't just like there's no two-dimensional characters in this movie. Every character, there's like 5 or 6 main characters, but they're all really fleshed out, and you can see their motivations and what they're trying to do. The villain is really good. But going back to Alita, she is the best part of this movie. She's really charming throughout the entire movie. She's funny at some point. She has these interesting like moments where she's struggling over different parts of not struggle. She's torn between 2 decisions at different moments. You can see her character go, and you can see all these other characters grow because they met Alita throughout the course of the movie. And that's why I really, really love this movie, because you see all these characters grow and change. It's not like a movie where the character doesn't change you and just wins. They have to change to evolve and survive, making this a really... It would seem like it's an action movie, but it's more of a family movie with a lot of action in it. Those of you who saw the movie and know me from my other channel probably can think of one scene that I did not like, but was also a really important scene to the movie. Not going to go into that, but if you see the movie, you'll probably know exactly what it is. But yeah, anyway, there's a few more things to do. First, let's rank it against the movie we saw last week, Dragon's Race to the Edge. Not Dragon's Race to the Edge, that's the TV show. Sorry, my friend's been talking about the TV show non-stop. The Hidden World, Dragons the Hidden World, and I've lost my sheet of paper. Okay, never mind. This movie was better than The Hidden World. I'm just going to leave it at that. The villain is so much more interesting in this movie than Hidden World. The score. I'll try to do the score quickly. The interesting thing about the score... Oh, okay, I should probably explain the score. I'm not talking about the music in this movie. The way I score things is from an A1 to A to E, 1 to 5. So A is a really well-made movie, and 1 is a movie I really enjoyed. E is a badly made movie, and 1 is a movie I didn't enjoy, 5 is a movie I enjoyed. So A5 would be the best possible mark, and Alita Battle Angel got A5 because I enjoy this movie so much. The people who want to see this movie are people who really like large, intense action scenes and really in-depth characters. But if you don't like a little bit of gore, or you don't like these long action scenes, then you probably also won't like this movie. Anyway, that's my review for Alita Battle Angel, the 4th movie I saw this year. I think I'm going pretty well, seeing as I only started reviewing these movies in February. But anyway, I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you on the next video, and goodbye.